Association, Mount Diablo Chapter 13, Contra Costa County. A survivor, Mr. B.J. Smith.
Thank you, Lee. Like every day in Hawaii, it started out, as we all know, very clear. I was a third-class storekeeper. I worked in the pay office. We had a couple of portholes that looked out on Ford Island, and when there was an explosion out there, one of the storekeepers raised up, and he says, "Oh my gosh, that's Japanese planes out there." Nosy me, I had to raise up and take a look too. We were well trained by December 7th in our various areas of expertise. My battle station was on the third deck on the port side, which was just below the water line, and I thought I had a real secure place to be. I had 5 inches or 6 inches rather of steel over my head, 2 inches of steel under my feet, and about 16 feet away to the port side of me was 14 inches of solid steel. So I thought I was pretty secure in that. It wasn't so. The Japanese knew better. I can't tell you how long I'd been on my battle station handling ammunition going up to the anti-aircraft guns on the O2 deck when there was a horrible explosion below our feet and slightly forward, which was a 21-inch torpedo that hit, and of course it tore an awful big hole in the side of the ship. The ship listed to the port side, and the lights went out, battle lanterns came on, and for some reason we still had power on the hoists and on the conveyor belts, and ammunition continued to be handled, getting it into the hoist so that the anti-aircraft guns could continue their action against the Japanese. Not too long after that, there was another torpedo hit at the stern of the ship, and that took all of our power out, and so we were handling everything by hand. The ship took a more severe listing to the port, and we were wading in water. In some places it was knee deep, in other places it was ankle deep, depending upon where we were. And the Japanese still had one more thing for us, and that came in the form of a 15-inch, or 1,500-pound rather, armor-piercing bomb, and it landed right over our battle station. Well, it killed most everybody in the battle station, and of course it knocked me cuckoo along with all the rest of them. The damage control parties came through, and the fire and rescue crews followed along, and they had the ammunition of getting all of the dead out of the area, securing the ship as much as they could for watertight integrity. And so my body was taken up and loaded with the rest of the dead at the stern of the ship. Nobody told me I was dead, so I just was there. And finally, the word came down because the Arizona had exploded. The West Virginia had received 11 torpedo hits. The Oklahoma had capsized, and they thought the California was going to capsize along with it. So abandoned ship was ordered, and they were trying to get all of the wounded off one way or another, and they decided that the dead should be just thrown over the side, and they would be picked up by the boats out there. And like I said, nobody told me I was dead, so over I went, right along with the rest of them, and I came to underwater. My head hurt something fierce. I could hardly move my left side because whatever knocked me out had hit on my left side. But I did come up to the surface, and there was other men in the water, and they were fighting what I didn't know until I got up there. And it was bunker fuel, which was floating on the surface, which was about 3 inches thick. And if you ever had anything to do with bunker fuel, you'll leave it alone, because it's black, gooey, and it smells terrible. And anyhow, that's what I came up to in the water. And I can remember seeing the USS Shaw explode, and when it did, I thought, my gosh, I think I've got it bad, those guys have got it worse, because they are dead. And that was the last that I remember until I came to in the hospital. And that was my day.
Hi, my name is Charlie Engel. I was a young signalman aboard a destroyer minesweeper, the USS Zane. I was just going on watch on Sunday morning, 5 minutes to 8, and I heard the explosions. And I'm thinking to myself, what's wrong? We do not have exercises on Sunday. That's the only day that you get to stay in, except me going on watch, was Sunday morning. Well, suddenly I see the meatballs come overhead. Now, uh-oh. So I ran over to the voice tube and notified the wardroom that Japanese planes are bombing Pearl Harbor. I read a signal from the shore station, this is no drill. So they told me to ring the general quarters alarm, which I did. In the meantime, I manned a 50 caliber machine gun on a well deck, shooting up at the airplanes. Didn't do any good. Well, we're going to digress a minute. 10 years later, I found out the bullets didn't go high enough. The 50 caliber, they were the old style, where you had to pump water through the barrel to keep it cool. And well, the rest of the time I manned my signal station, and I look astern of me, and there's a periscope of a midget submarine. Now, I'm not kidding, I don't know why it all happened to me, but my job was to look away from the ship. And I see the periscope, and I tell the captain, at that time the destroyer Monahan was underway. He said, send him a signal, submarine astern. I sent the Monahan a signal, the Monahan rammed the submarine, that was the end of it. Well, at that time, then we were able to slip our chain, and we went around Fort Island. Well, if you ever saw a 19-year-old signalman, tough guy in the Navy, get tears in his eyes, even now, when I talk about it, it's what they did to our fleet and Pearl. The harbor was ablaze, oil, on fire. You couldn't stop to pick up anybody. Here you've got the bodies and the live ones in amongst the fire. And all you could do, and I'd gone just past the Arizona, just after it got bombed. And while we were going down the channel a little more, the Nevada, we were quite a ways astern of that, it got hit with a bomb. And finally, we were able to get out of the harbor and form an anti-submarine screen outside. But that was enough for me. Thank you.
And hatches, something well back in one day.
Stand right here. Come here. Ice, come here. Ice, can you stay here, please? And hold my stuff. Thanks.
The Ammunition Magazine on the ship.